I remember back in high school would have been the first time I think I can remember actually fully standing something or somebody. And back in high school, I was a really big fan of K-pop. Um, I mean, I stand a lot of groups, but I'd say the biggest one. I know it's cliche, but it was BTS, and I'd say runner up would maybe be like Twice, potentially even like Red Velvet or something. I'm not too sure, but BTS is definitely number one for me. And it's strange because I mean that's high school, and that was like the latter half of high school, I would say. I think back to like earlier life and potential things that I would have stand back when I was, a kid, and I feel like the first thing I probably would have been like Jesse McCartney. I feel like he would have been the very first like celebrity that I would have stand, either Jesse McCartney or it would have been Zac Efron with a High School Musical, of course. If I felt comfortable enough to, I mean, there definitely was a period where, I mean, it was rather subconsciously where, like, you know how people talk about, oh, the current generation doesn't have superstars or whatever. Honestly, girl, shut up. Like, I'm sorry. Like, whenever like people outside of a culture talk about another culture, I'm just all like, I'm like, babes, you're not a part of us, okay? You don't know what's going on. You get your news about us from social media. Girl, do you not understand that this social media space thrives on sensationalism and just making up the worst stuff about? I'm sorry. It's barely a minute into the video. I'm already ranting. Anyways. Anyway, no, I'm sorry. Shut up. Just shut up. Genuinely. No, that is so weird. Okay, I'm sorry, because I usually have like points I want to make in videos, and so I don't like talking about those points in different videos, but I don't care because honestly I don't even know if I'm going to make that video. It's still in the notes writing process. But yo, some of y'all are actually weird. It is so strange how I don't there is no reason for grown adults to be talking about kids nowadays don't, honey. Last time I checked, you don't have no kids. You're not a teacher. What do you mean kids nowadays don't? Why do you know what kids now? Why are you aware of what children do? No, that's it. Why are you aware of what children do? That is so strange. Cause like a lot of y'all have this behavior of cyber stalking kids on social media, and that is just normalized. And nobody wants to talk about it. I shouldn't say nobody wants to talk about it, but nobody talks about it. Y'all cyber stalk kids online. And then this is the second one. Because I know some of y'all be, I don't do that. Oh, girl, I know exactly what you do. You be up on them sensationalized commentary channels that be talking about Gen Alpha this, Gen Z that. Don't act funny now, bitch. I see y'all. Every time I see them channels pop up, I said, do not recommend. I don't got none. Why do I need to know what children are doing? Why do I care? Them channels are, I'm sorry. Them channels are so uggies. I'm sorry. Every time, that's a big red flag, bitch. I'm sorry. Anytime I hear somebody talk about some Gen Alpha this, Gen Alpha that, I'm like, honey, you're 20. You cannot be in my ranks and you worried about kids. Not and don't even get it twisted, because I know some people are about to be like, Evelyn, but we have to be where. Nuh-uh. Some of y'all want to act like some of y'all want to act like y'all care when literally y'all are just grown ass adults who want to bully children. Let's keep it a rack. Because I'm not talking about the people who are actually concerned about the younger generation. I'm talking about the people who get off on the fact of feeling superior to children. I say this from the bottom of my heart. Go fuck yourself. Anyways, back to the main point of the video. Jesus, I got way off track. I think I was talking about Zac Efron and how like there was a time where I would like subconsciously watch a bunch of movies that featured him. Like I shouldn't say a bunch. I can't remember because it's been so long, but I remember, going through the High School Musical films. I followed him to 17 again. Jesse McCartney definitely would have been somebody I stand. I remember him, I mean, of course, Beautiful Soul, and then I probably would have gotten the album as well. He was also on that one episode of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody growing up. Oh, the next episode of Lizzie McGuire that I have to watch actually features Aaron Carter. I haven't heard any of his music before, but Nick Carter, Backstreet Boys and that, so maybe whatever song that he has in that I'll like, and maybe I'll listen to it. I think Jesse was also in an episode of Hannah Montana, potentially. I don't remember, but I do distinctively remember. Wait, Zac Efron was also in Zack and Cody. Okay, I'm getting my Disney mixed up. Okay, because Zac Efron, I remember that episode. Because London, no, it was. I was about to say Ashley. What's her name? What's her name in the series? Ashley Tisdale. Ashley. London and oh my gosh, Zach had a crush on her, dude. Yeah, I mean, girl, it's been like 20 something years. I don't remember these people's names. Maddie. Okay. Maddie and London, I think, were interested in Zach, whatever his character's name was. And then there was an episode where Jesse McCartney was on Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, because I remember they made something about their hair, because Jesse and Dylan and Cole, they both they all three of them had the blonde bowl cut back then. And I think they made something about, I don't remember, girl, this is like 20 years ago. Anyway, so Zach, Jesse, potentially even like BTR, Big Time Rush, I would have stand them. Who else would I probably stand growing up as a kid? Oh, not Big Time Rush, One Direction. One Direction was a big guilty pleasure of mine growing up. Justin Bieber as well. Yeah, Justin Bieber. I enjoyed his music. I remember, Hannah, I'm so sorry, Hannah. I used to have this one classmate back in like first, second grade. Her name was Hannah. And I remember she used to love Justin Bieber. And I used to shit on that nigga all the time whenever I was around him, because everybody else was shitting on him, which is oh my God, this behavior of grown ass adults, men and women alike, people alike, shitting on kids. Y'all, have you ever clocked the fact that people, listen, I understand we're in 2025 where Justin is all this, that, but we have to remember that nigga was a fucking 12-year-old, probably even younger. That nigga started out as a YouTuber on this platform that you're watching right now, nigga. That nigga was a 12-year-old kid, little ass boy, and you had people shitting on him since the jump. People being weird to him since the jump. We're not talking about Justin right now where he's all drugged up I don't know what Justin does. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not a celebrity watcher. But you have to remember, this was a child niggas were shitting on. That's crazy. Grown-ass adults can barely even take the heat of social. Grown-ass adults can barely even handle people, less than 10 people liking their Instagram post. How do you feel? How do you think a 12-year-old's gonna feel when he feels half the world is shitting on him for just making music? Something that he loved, a passion. Oh my God. But just for I was like 7, so I didn't even have all that pre-context. I was like 7. Justin was like what, 14? I don't know. I can't do the maths. But anyways, I would shit on him in front of Hannah, and I was bumping that nigga's music behind the scenes. I'm not even gonna hold you. Same with Big Time Rush, not Big Time Rush. Same with One Direction. Girl, I would have been a directioner like shit. Girl. Defo would have been Harry. Defo would have been on Harry. Absolutely. I feel like there's some other people that I'm missing out as well, but I'd have to go through the archives of my memory, and that is not something I want to do right now. And potentially even like Austin Mahone at some point. But no, it's interesting to see like now the people that I'm seeing and how I'm interacting with. I feel like Christina Aguilera, I love her so much. We'll get to her at a later time if I have time for that in this video, or if I feel like talking about that. But right now, I want to talk about who I feel like I'm potentially standing, and that is Ali and AJ, Miss Allison and Miss Amanda Joy. I don't want to Machoka. I have to watch an interview where they say their names. Essentially, I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, y'all, like Ali is so pretty. Ali is so pretty. I mean, seeing her in Feel the Future. Let's feel the future. Giving it together as the best as he can. Let's feel the future. He's a 22nd century man. 22nd century man. And I was just all like, okay, so I have a bunch of films that I want to watch from the 2000s. I wonder if Ali is in, and actually, I think I caught that on camera when I was going through, and I put Cowbells on my list of movies that I wanted to watch. So I watched Cowbells. I finished it about a few minutes ago, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. One thing I had to do when I was watching these films was I had to think back to the age that I would have been while watching them, because I watched a few films pre-Cowbells, and I was kind of saw like, these films are alright, but watching them as a 20-year-old now, it doesn't really hit the same, because I could understand me liking this if I was like 5 or like 15 or whatever, but watching this as, like an adult with an almost, corpus columbus, fully grown, I don't know what the fuck that shit's called, Cortex Columbus, bro, fucking Christopher Columbus, Harry Potter, I don't fucking know, one of them shits. With my Abdullah Lamgadams almost fully formed, I'm just all like, a lot of these, I have a lot of issues with, or just don't really hit like they should. But then I realized, I was like, okay, Cowbells, how old was I in 2005, or was it 2006? I forget. I was like, okay, I gotta put myself in that mindset and watch this movie. And even without that, I still thoroughly enjoyed this film. I watched Legally Blonde, 2001, I believe that film came out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Cowbells is my personal Legally Blonde. I absolutely adore Cowbells. I think one thing that I really like about Cowbells is there's one trope that I have grown to despise when it comes to media surrounding, maybe I shouldn't say women, because I don't know if media surrounding women really showcases this aspect, more so media surrounding girls. And it's the rich girl who's blonde, hyper feminine, rich, and she's an asshole. I'm thinking like Sharpay Evans from High School Musical, which is an interesting concept because it's been a while since I watched High School Musical, and I have gotten an inkling of people talking about how Sharpay's character actually is more multifaceted than what people put her out to be, which I feel, if that is true, I'm gonna have to rewatch those films for myself to see if that is true. But one thing that I really enjoyed about this film is how maybe I should say it like this. So I started playing the Bratz game, and the Bratz game, Evil Angels. No, what is it called? Rock Angels. And there are two characters. I think they're called the Tweevils. They're two twins. They're blonde, hyper feminine. They wear pink. They're obsessed with pink because, of course, the stereotypical like blonde whatever. And they're called the Tweevils. And I've only seen, by the way, I'm only at the start of the game. I don't know anything about Bratz. But that archetype really just kind of like irks me a bit. I don't have anything against the game, but that specific like archetype of like the hyper femme, blonde, rich, whatever. It's like, I hate that because I hate how media that's for girls treats popular or like really attractive or hyper feminine women as always being the evil characters in these like products, I think of it as, I don't want to say hypocritical, but And this is going to sound funny because I might have a video that comes out where I talk about rich people or a rich person. And the irony isn't lost on me, but I don't have time to go into it because it's a presentation. But something that I always found funny is how people, especially, love to shit on people who are rich. Right? Everybody shits on people who are rich. But it's all like, everybody would like to be rich. Correct? And of course, I'm sure this is more detailed than what I'm going into, but I think it's a very interesting. How do I say this? There's a rich persona. There's a persona that people have surrounding rich people, that people who aren't as affluent perpetuate. Yet people who aren't affluent want to become rich. Right? In the same way, nobody in this world wants to be ugly. Everybody wants to be beautiful. Yet there's this air to beautiful people that people who don't feel as visually appetizing despise. Right? And I just see that. I see that a lot in media. That the demographic is little girls. Where the demographic is girls. I'm just all like, it's always hyper feminine, rich, popular, potentially even blonde, girls who are always the villain. And I'm just all like, well, why is that? Because I shouldn't say why is that. I just think that kind of sucks. I don't want to spoil one film. Actually, no, I don't want to spoil any film, so I won't tell you. Unfortunately, I think these films are really good, but I don't want to spoil them, so I'm just going to give a synopsis, but I can't say the names of the films, unfortunately. I'll just say Megan Fox and... How do I describe that other film? No, I can't describe that other film. I think that's another film that came out in 2000 or 1999, and... It features it's a Canadian film. Ginger Snaps, fuck it, Ginger Snaps. But I really like characters where it's women who are confident in themselves, who love themselves, who know that they're beautiful and aren't afraid to be confident in themselves. But it's like media wants to portray confident women as evil. And those are usually the characters that I enjoy. And I hate the fact that they're always put in this light where, I just don't like that, personally. I don't have anything against it. I shouldn't say I don't have anything against it, but whenever I see it, I kind of get a bit of a side eye. Yeah, that's what I'll say. But this film, Cowbells, just like Legally Blonde, subverted those expectations, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, Jesus Christ, I would have been obsessed with this film growing up. I also had this, I've been listening to, I think I told y'all this, I don't know what I've told y'all and what I haven't, but I've been listening to Into the Rush, the album from Ali and AJ. I think that came out it came out a year before Cowbells. I think Cowbells was 2006. So that album must have been 2005. And I had such like a dopamine effect of hearing one of their tracks. I think it was, what track was that? I forget what track it was, but it was one of the tracks in the album that I really enjoyed, that I thoroughly enjoyed. And I heard it in the movie. I was like, oh my gosh, this is such like a butterfly effect of like, damn, like I'm just like, I built these bricks to lead up to this point of hearing this track in this movie, and it's like, I don't know, it was so like pleasant to hear. I defo would have been obsessed with Ali growing up. Which, hold on, by the way, I always felt strange about doing videos surrounding like Disney content, because I always wanted to put a warning on my videos to be all like, hey, if you're like a young person, don't watch this, because this isn't for you. Which, like, I'm gonna be honest, every single Disney video I make, I always think that. I'm just like, should I put a warning? Because I don't want I mean, honestly, I don't want children watching me at all. But, you know, we live in 2020, and I know your parents are fucking shitty people. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. yeah, if you're a kid, get the fuck off my channel. And not in a mean way, just in like, you don't need to be here. Sincerely. But I was doing some digging into cowbells, because again, I'm doing this thing where I'm getting like fully immersed into the things that I enjoy. And I haven't watched the video yet, so do not take my word. This is just gossip. But I did see the clip. I did not watch it in full. But it is this article. It has a video as well, but I haven't watched it yet. I just read the headline, and it said it's from E.T. E.T. like I don't know what E.T. is, but what it stands for. But you know, like E.T. the black text with the like gold or yellow. So E.T. if you entertainment news or whatever, I don't know. But it was Ali doing an interview with them, and the headline said Ali and AJ Michalka want to do an R-rated reboot of Cowbells. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm not going to say what I was thinking to myself. I'll just say I found it interesting because I'm reading currently a what's it called? A novel of smut-like behavior that actually encapsulates exactly what an R-rated Cowbells would be, which I found so fucking interesting. I was like, I don't know what an R-rated Cowbells film would even look like what that would even entail. But the book that the book that I'm reading right now, it's I'll tell you, you can't do that because it deals heavily with fantasy. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because I already know it. I've already said too much. I'm already suspect enough talking about this. But yeah, you know what? Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. Anyways, if there's another woman I would have stand growing up, my God, Miss Christina Aguilera, Miss Xtina. Lads, I love her so much. Listen, I've been listening to Christina Aguilera, 1999. I have that album on absolute loop, mate. And one thing I did say, which I will say is a bit of sacrilege in the first video. I mean, I still stand by it. Genie in a Bottle. I mean, listen, babes. I mean, we've all heard this song for 26 years at this point, 27. I'm not saying it's played out, but I've heard it enough. But if there's one thing I will say, girl, genio atrapado, genio atrapado. Listen, bitch. Okay. Now, if there's one thing I'm gonna say it like this. I don't like looking at my social media. I don't like looking at nothing. It all scares me. But if there's one thing, whenever I go to put in subtitles for my videos, because sometimes I have my videos in Japanese, I get a glimpse of certain countries that watch me, or what dominant language watches me. And of course, the number one language is English. Jesus Christ, is the language I'm speaking, dumbass. But I have seen for a while that for whatever reason, I have a really big demographic of people who watch me from Brazil. Portuguese. That's a language in Brazil for Americans. It's not Spanish. I know that's what your assumption was, but it's Portuguese. And by the way, Brazil is in South America. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm being an asshole. Anyways, I'm sorry. I keep saying that shit. Now, I'm not the biggest linguist out here, but from my understanding, Portuguese and Spanish are very, very similar. Not the same language, of course. They're called two different things, but very similar. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm saying genio atrapado, and I better not see no fucking jaws up in that fucking comment section, nigga. If I see one fucking jaw, yo, I'm banning your shit right here on the spot, gang. And it pisses me off, cause I'm okay. So I'm listening to Christina Aguilera, the album, and she has Genio Atrapado, a remix of it on that album, not the original, but her next album that comes out in the year 2000. which I have to wait like until the year 2000 comes out. Wait, what year am I in? Am I in 2000 or am I in 2000? No, I'm in 2000 right now. Okay, I'm in the year 2000 right now. I have to wait till 2001. Okay, that's what I have to do. Yeah, I have to wait until 2001. I have to wait at least a year in my like fake time to listen to the album, because that album came out a year after Christina Aguilera, 1999. But yeah, I have to wait a year until I can listen to that next album, which is in full Spanish, by the way. And I'm just like, I'm gonna be so pissed because I'm listening to Genio Atrapado. I'm just like, I want to sing this track so much, but I don't know Spanish. And y'all have to understand, I'm the type of bitch. I remember during lockdown, randomly, I just started learning Korean. Like, I just started learning, like, not learning how to speak Korean, but just learning, like, the alphabet, learning, like, Hangul. Why did I say? Hangul? Bitch, I'm gonna have some Korea boo correct me. Hangul? Yeah, what'll go? Anyways, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm cringe. Oh my God, I actually just, oh my God. Anyways, I just started learning Hangul for whatever reason. I wasn't interested in learning Korean. I just wanted to learn how to like read the alphabet or whatever, even though I don't know the words. It was, yeah. But like right now, I have to fight the urge to load up Duolingo and just start learning Spanish in anticipation for the fucking album. Dead awesome, mate. Dead fucking awesome, mate. And I'm thinking to myself, like, when I was younger, I used to be surrounded by so much Spanish content. Dead ass. It's so weird. Like, if I was a Christina Aguilera stan as a kid, bitch, I would have been Spanished out. It would have been so strange. Instead of learning Japanese right now, I would have been learning Spanish. Dead ass. So weird. I remember, and bitch, y'all niggas better put away them fucking jaws. I understand what I'm about to say is gonna be so wrong. It's gonna be so funny, but I better not see one jaw. I better not see one fucking jaw up in that bitch. But I remember there was this one track. I used to be obsessed with that shit when I was young. Like back in the day when like YouTube was just like this weird ass space. This must have been like 2007 or some shit. There used to be like animations of these like 3D dogs. CGI, of course, and they would be like singing and dancing, and there's this one, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what language it was, so it might not have been Spanish, but matter of fact, I don't want to say what language it was, but I remember there used to be this one song, that name used to be, gasolina, gasolina. I used to be obsessed with that shit, man. I used to be obsessed with that shit, man. There's this other song. I wish I remember how it went. It was like, Shakaran. I'm gonna be honest, that might not even be a fucking language, gang. Y'all have to remember, I'm working off of like, this is almost 20 years ago. It's almost like 20 years ago. Hell, that nigga might not have been speaking a language. I don't know what language that was. Is it racist? That might not have, I don't know what language. Watch that shit have not been Spanish. I'm just out here racist as fuck. That is actually not funny at all. You should not be laughing, nor should I. I should actually think about my actions and the words that I say and how I affect people. But I will still get to clapping if I see a jaw. Nah, but I actually been meaning to talk about this for a while, but I didn't even know how to bring it up. Yo, I don't know. Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I can't like these statistics and stuff. I can't be looking at them because it scared me. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't. I'm just like, what do I say or what do I do that has like Brazilians watching me? Genuinely speaking, I just don't get it. Like, of course, like my main countries. I'm doing this off memory. I don't remember what the actual order was. I do remember what bitch ass country was far lower than it should be. And I'm gonna get to their asses in a minute. But top countries: the United States, the UK, Japan, Then no, it was I think Brazil I think Brazil and Japan were like fighting each other. Actually, it was like the United States, the UK, Brazil, and Japan. Sometimes Japan, sometimes Brazil. And then next up, it was some other country that I can't remember. Then it was fucking Canada. What in the fuck? So you're telling me I got two countries whose mainland. So you tell me I got two countries, Brazil and Japan, whose like main language ain't even English, and you got bitch. You know what? Let me not even talk. Let me not even get on Canadians like that. I'm sorry. Why are y'all so low? What did I do to y'all? Actually, I know exactly what I did to y'all, but y'all did that shit to me first. Y'all did that shit to me first, and I'm gonna link the video too. I'm gonna make a fucking reminder. I'm gonna make a fucking reminder of what y'all niggas did to me. I don't care. The fuck? I don't care. So I've been starting this like, cause I'm just like, I can't learn Spanish. I can't do that. Just to listen to an album as much as I want to. So I've just been learning the lyrics, just like line by line. I haven't like gone extensively. I've only learned like one line so far. And I'm not gonna sing that hoe. And listen, of course, I don't got it. I got a fucked accent. All right, it's gonna be funny. You can laugh, but I don't want to see a comment. That you can laugh to yourself. I just don't want to see a comment. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know how to do the pronunciation, but I'm still gonna say it. All right, chill out. So the first part goes, si me quieres junto a ti. Si me quieres junto a ti. Frota bien y ya verás. Frota bien y ya verás. Now listen. Of course, Miss Aguilera sings it with, more pizzazz and all that, but like, y'all, when I get these lyrics down, bitch, it's about to go down. I'm yelling, Christina, you better run. You better dance. Let's make the night. You can't remember. Anyways. Yeah, those have just been the things I've been engaged with recently. I'm still playing through Rock Angels. I watched also like, damn, I wish I knew the name offhand. It has America. Listen, I'm terrible with names. I'm going to, I think her name is America Ferrera. America Ferrera has Blake Lively. Came out, girl, I don't know what year that came out. I think it was either a year before or a year after Cowbell, so like 05 or 06. And it's like, the sisterhood of the traveling pants, something like that. The sisterhood of the traveling pants. That was also a nice movie. That was a film that I watched that I finished, and I was like, I have to be in the mindset of watching this as a child instead of watching as a grown adult, because I'm just all like, the film hit, it hit, but I was also in like adult mode where I was all like, I'm past all these ideals. I've already gone through these hardships, but I'm just, Evelyn, remember, you're a child watching this again. You're a child. And I was like, and I teared up a bit. But it was already too late. I was already in a different mindset. But I took that mindset to Cowbells. Absolutely loved it. Even though I would have loved it even if I watched it now, because I still think that's a spectacular film. Again, that is my personal Legally Blonde. Maybe I should rewatch Legally Blonde in the mindset of how old I was as a kid watching it. Would have been watching it. But yeah, that's just what I've been up to recently. What have you been up to? Leave it down in the comment section below. I'm not going to see it because I'm too much of a pussy to check any of my social media. But maybe somebody else will, and they'll like it, and y'all will become friends, and then y'all start kissing, and y'all start making up, and then maybe like 20 years later, you'll make babies, and then... Oh my gosh, is this another example of justice being a liar? Absolutely, bitch. Okay, so after I recorded that video, I swiftly went to bed, woke up, and then proceeded to go on a Cowbells deep dive. Very, very selfishly ignoring the very real adult responsibilities that I do have. And I'm just all like, I have to get this energy out somehow. I have to talk to somebody about this. So I'm going to talk to you all about this and then go back to my life, because I just like, I have like, okay, so I went on a deep dive. I still have like 30 more minutes of Cowbell's content to go through. But I've been looking at I was looking at Christina Aguilera content, and I was also looking at Cowbell's content. I was like, okay, I've been at this for like an hour. I have to get this out somehow. There's still like 30 minutes more that I have to watch, but hopefully this will be enough to like soothe my stuff so I can go back to living my life. Y'all, this like rehashing childhood has shown me how much of a juggernaut Disney was in the 2000s. Y'all, Cowbell's premiered, right? I'm gonna just tell y'all the premiere, like the day of Cowbell's. Cowbell's premiered 2006. Right afterwards, you want to know what premiered? Hannah Montana premiered the same day, right after Cowbell's. Straight up, right after. And then after the premiere of Hannah Montana, they did a rerun of High School Musical 1, which had just came out 2 months earlier in January of 2006. Oh my God. I'm sorry, bitch. You had Cowbell. I mean, Cowbell's isn't like a talked about thing, but I love the film. You have Cowbell's, then you have the premiere of Hannah Montana, and then you have High School Musical, which first came out only barely 2 months earlier, mate. Come on. And you know, it's so funny. So like during the premiere, they had like bumpers with Ali and AJ and also Miley Cyrus, which is so funny when you realize that Ali was one of the people up to play Hannah Montana before Miley got the part. I kind of talked about that in the earlier video. I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see somebody comment that said that AJ was actually also approached to be what's Miley's friend's name? I was going to say Hannah. Emily Osment is the actress name. Lola, that's her alter ego, mate. You know who I'm talking about. And I was all like, when I thought about it, I was like, yo, that's actually pretty funny. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd have to get that substantiated. But thinking about it, I'm just like, yo, AJ does low-key give, like, Ali and Emily Osment do have, like, they could go for the same part. So if that is true, I'm just like, I see it. It was so funny because it was all like, if you really think about it, because Ali was approached I'm assuming they were both approached, but I just know for a fact that Ali was approached for Hannah Montana. If they were both approached, it's kind of like the film would have been another sort of like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to say it. It would have been like, okay, this is a film with Ali and AJ, and now this is their new television series, but it didn't work out that way. The part got passed over to Miley. And listen, Miley, they're so fucking great. I don't think there's anybody who could have, like, shout out to Ali, shout out to JoJo, but like seeing those early clips of Miley in Hannah's role, I was like, there's nobody who could have done this besides them. Genuinely, Miley just has this like charismatic, just naturally funny energy, even while they're acting. That it's all like, nah, there's nobody who could have done that besides Miley. The stars aligned on that one. I mean, the whole entire story of how they even got casted Miley is so, like, y'all have to look into that. That is such an interesting story. Unless, like, you're really mad about nepotism and nepo babies, but anyways. Wait, hold on, because wait, before I say that, no. It wasn't like, oh, everybody was like, oh, well, Miley is the child of Billy Ray Cyrus. Let's give them the, no. Miley had to fight for that. They had to fight for that role. Y'all look into that story of how Miley got that shit. Oh, another thing. I don't remember if I talked about this already, but they had, like, during the premiere, they had bumpers with Ali and AJ and Hannah. And Jesus Christ. You know what's funny? they were referring to, because there's like this contest thing for the premiere as well, where you could go to a concert for Ali and AJ and also Miley, but they kept referring to Miley as Hannah instead of their actual name, which is just fucking Miley. It was all like, Jesus Christ, even back then they were trying to like make it seem like Hannah was just, Jesus, even I'm doing it. Holy fuck. I don't know. But that's just an interesting thing. They kept referring to Miley as Hannah, even though Hannah's is a character. Anyways. In the show, Miley's a character, which now I'm thinking about it, that's also something I wanted to think about, because, you know, Coco, Jesus Christ, JoJo and Miley are both brunettes. I'm really curious, because Ali is blonde. I'm really curious as to how that, like, wig or how that double life thing would have worked, because it's all like, there isn't, like, what would Ali have done? Worn a fucking brunette wig instead of her natural hair? Well, what change would that have brought? Or what changes did it bring with them casting Miley instead of AJ? Well, instead of casting Miley instead of AJ. I'm not sure if I said Ali instead of AJ. I don't know what I just said. What the fuck? No, okay, y'all. Okay, so you know who I always used to get it's some M word. I can't think of how to pronounce it. You know who I always used to get like messed up or confused? Chelsea Kane from the 2009 Jonas television show, and in Ali. Oh, it's Masholka. I saw them do the bumper for like, and I'm Allison Masholka. I'm Allison Masholka. I'm Allison Masholka, and you're watching Disney Channel. So that's how you pronounce their name. Even though in some of the bumpers, the announcer guy says Macholka, but they pronounce it Masholka. Yeah, I used to get Chelsea Kane and Ali mixed up, which I'm gonna be honest, that might just be racism on my part. But I'm looking at Chelsea Kane. I thought Chelsea Kane first came into Disney with Jonas in 2000. What the fuck? Jonas started in 2009 and the Minutemen was 2008, bitch. I'm gonna be honest. Jonas to me it's so crazy when you think about how close these things were. Cause I mean, like, y'all, Minutemen seems so old, but Jonas seems like newer to me. Jonas was only a year later? Chelsea Kane was also in Starstruck, and y'all probably know her from like Fish Hooks more than likely. Fish Hooks was 2010. I have to remember, like, I stopped watching television in like 2011, 2012. So of course, if I know of these shows, they must have been like very late 2000s. Early 2010s, but it's still strange to think. I don't know, for some reason Fish Hooks feels like a 2012 thing, even though I know I wasn't watching television in 2012. But what was I gonna say? There was also like this Mike Super Short show. They had Allison Stoner, they had them on there. They showed Chicken Little coming to DVD. I remember seeing that in theaters live. That was interesting to see. Did I talk about how the bumpers with Miley and Ali and AJ were so fake? I'm like, they tried to make it, those bumpers where they try to make it so natural, but it's all like, you can tell they're fucking acting. Like, girl, I remember when I was a kid, I probably thought that shit was so real, but seeing it now, oh my God. But no, again, like the timing, I mean, like, geez, girl, High School Musical was barely 2 months earlier. Cowbells and Hannah Montana the same fucking day. Oh, there was a bumper for later that day. They were showing an episode of the next episode of Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was going to feature. Do y'all remember that? I don't even know if that was a remake or a reboot, whatever the hell that was. But there was a film adaptation of Legally Blonde, but it was from 2009, and it featured those two twins from that one Zack and Cody episode, and it's called Legally Blondes, plural, bitch. And it had those two twins. That was the next episode that was showing. I'm just all like, that's crazy. I remember those twins, and I remember the commercials for the Legally Blonde remake, reboot, whatever the hell that was. And And also, one thing I wanted to ask was like, because of course I was only on like the kids side of content during the 2000s, but I found this show and it had Paris Hilton on it, and it's called, what was it called? It was called, oh my God, what was it called, girl? Jesus. The Simple Life. It's called The Simple Life from 2003. And it had Paris Hilton, and I'm a girl. Listen, I was around, but I was not around. You know what I'm saying? I was around, but I wasn't around. It featured Paris Hilton and some other woman, probably girl at the time, Richie something, Lionel Richie, girl, I don't fucking know. And it was, I haven't looked at a synopsis, but I have heard people talk about it in the past. So I think it was all like, people used to make fun of Paris Hilton. People probably still do. And was all like, oh, this is a rich girl and she doesn't know anything about anything. And so The Simple Life, I think, was a show where they're taking Paris Hilton, who's like rich and all this, and she was doing things that normal people do. And I was like, oh, this had to have been like the inspiration for Cowbells, right? Because, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait, Cowbells came out in 06. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody came out in 05. And I don't know the connections between Paris Hilton and The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But specifically, I do know there are people talking about, oh, yeah, the Simple Life definitely did inspire The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I don't know in what ways, but, like, of course, you have, like, London Tipton. You have Paris Hilton. So, you know that. But, like, I was so, like, it's so, Paris Hilton was making Disney's checks in the early 2000s. Well, hold on, bitch, hold on. Wait, because I hate when people do that. 2005 was the start of the mid-2000s. In the mid-2000s, because Cowbells was 06, and then The Sweet Life was 05. But, yeah, Disney, Miss Hilton, she deserved a check. You got The Sweet Life, and you got Cowbells. Girl. I'm remembering I still got like 30 minutes of Cowbells content to go through. But, you know, I'm just getting this out. Because I got to go back to my life, bitch. I'm fucking, it's still 2000s, bitch. It's still 2000, bitch. But anyways, yeah, okay. Going back to Miss Tina. I got to make this quick, girl. So, did y'all know the first Teen Choice Awards was in 1999? I did not know that. I thought it was going to be much earlier. And that was Christina Aguilera. So Silent Hill F just came out. I usually don't talk about stuff that I engage with that I might make videos on. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I want to make a video on it. Maybe not. Who knows? But Silent Hill F just came out. I'm playing through it right now. I'm playing on hard difficulty, hard riddles. Fuck yeah. I love everything about that game. All the complaints that I've had about the Silent Hill series have been completely addressed, which all have to do with gameplay. I'm not going to talk about that right now because I could, because I don't think the gaming niggas who would get mad at me are watching this video right now. But, Christina Aguilera, if you're familiar with Silent Hill 2, very clearly inspired the model of Maria from that game. Specifically her outfit from the 1999, the first Teen Choice Awards, which I think also might be the first time that Christina I don't know this for a fact, but I think it might be the first time she like performed live, at least her album, at least like something from her album. Because, of course, you know, she had, like, the Mickey Mouse Club thing and that. And to my surprise, she was singing live. I was like, I could actually hear her taking breaths. I was like, listen, I'm so used to, like, seeing singers take, like, backtracks and all that. I was all like, oh, my day, she's singing live. And this is, like, one of her first performances. I know that woman was fucking nervous as shit. I know she was scared as shit. And she was dancing too. And like, listen, I don't ever like shitting on people's dancing because dancing is it's such a personal thing. And I love anybody who goes out there and just does anything. And listen, girl, because I'm not the best dancer, the fuck. But like, if there's one thing that I did notice is that I'll just say this. Her strength is definitely in her voice. 1000%. And again, not to rag on her dancing or anything, but like dancing, it is, I mean, one, it's a skill in it of itself. And then also choreography, dancing. I can't dance choreography. It's something that I've just never been able to do. I don't really like dancing choreography because choreography, at the end of the day, you're taking You're taking somebody else's natural body movement and you're trying to make it look natural for yourself. That to be able to dance is already a skill, but to be able to take somebody else's body movements and make them their own, that's a totally different skill in and of itself. I remember, like, I talked to y'all earlier about how I used to be a K-pop fan, and it's very easy to tell who's like a good dancer slash picker upper of choreography versus somebody who's just doing this because they're a part of the group. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if Christina, at least back then, I don't know, she might be like a really good dancer now. Who knows? I haven't seen it. I'm still in fucking the year 2000. But if she were a part of a K-pop group, she'd definitely be like center during like vocals and then in the back during the dance breaks. That was something that I definitely noticed, that I picked up on in like the music video for What a Girl Wants. It wasn't like the dancing was bad, but it was all like, I could tell that this was a choreo that wasn't natural to her body. And she was just doing the best that she could to, like, you know, do what she needed to do. And it wasn't something that felt like it was. I could tell it wasn't natural. That's what I'll say in the What a Girl Wants music video, which is so interesting because when you look at the Come On Over music video, I really enjoyed that. Because that was the first music video that I saw of her. And so I kind of like assumed like, oh, okay, so she's singing and dancing. Because it was so natural seeing her in that state in that Come On Over music video, but seeing her in the Teen Choice Awards, and then also remembering what I picked up on in a What a Girl Wants music video, I was like, okay, maybe this isn't like a natural thing for her. Maybe this isn't something that she wants to do in particular, or maybe she just didn't really fuck with the choreo at that point. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. I have to make this quick. Is teen culture still? Never mind. I think it's very. You know, it's funny. The Teen Choice Awards ended. The last one was in 2019. Coincidentally, the last year I was a teenager. Well, actually, no, 2019. No, I was an adult in 2019. Okay, 2018 would have been the last year I was a teen. No, yeah, wait, 2018? Yeah, 2018 would have been the last year I was a teenager. 2019, I was damn. They said Eve is an adult now. Girl, we don't give a fuck about teen culture, no. That shit is crazy. There is also something I want to talk about in a video that may or may not come out. I don't know. I'm still in the notes writing process for what I want to talk about in that video. But yeah, if this video is out, then hopefully the next video or the next few videos. Oh wait, no. This video would come out after that video. Okay, yeah, so y'all would know if I talked about it or not. But anyways, yeah, it's been Eve, Evelyn, Justice. I'll see you a lot later. Oh my God, I've talked almost for an hour about this shit. That's crazy. Anyways, Disney 2000 is so fucking amazing. I am so sorry for the people who grew up with fucking Jake Paul on Disney Channel. Jesus Christ. Y'all have every reason to hate Disney. Y'all have every reason to hate Disney. But 2000s Disney, girl, we fucking had it, bitch. We fucking had it.